Stay tuned now. The IndianaSRN game is next. IndianaSRN, where you're always in the game.
Welcome to girls varsity basketball on IndianaSRN along with CJ Bradbury. My name is Joey Lindstrom. Tonight we have a stellar matchup between the Crispus Attucks Tigers and the Shortridge Blue Devils. CJ, it's good to be here with your partner. This game is going to be entertaining, and these girls are ready to play tonight, and I couldn't be more excited to do this with you.
Yeah, I think it'll be our first game that we've called since you and I have been here. So looking forward to it. We've got a good matchup. A lot of these teams have, or both of these teams have tried to play some games, but a lot of them have been postponed. So happy to get this game underway for you guys for tonight, and looking for an exciting matchup.
IPS basketball is always something to behold. There's a lot of competition, a lot of hustle. These girls know how to play with heart as well. And that's going to be something that we've noticed about both these teams, CJ, and that we're going to look forward to seeing tonight.
Yeah, I mean, both teams have a couple good players on their teams. I know for Attucks to look out for Cheyenne Vaughn. She was a high scorer for their team in their last matchup against Purdue Poly when they won that game 35-31. They played the last time, Joey, on November 12th. That's the last time that Attucks has been out on the court. For Shortridge, they haven't played since November 10th, where they lost to Lawrence Central 93-34. So it's been about 2 weeks each for both of these teams. So we might expect a little rust coming off from both squads, but I expect for them to maybe get that rust off a little early and to come out all firing on all cylinders.
Absolutely, they have both come off postponements that obviously that affects different teams in different ways. But when you're playing a fellow IPS foe, you have a lot of chips. You have a chip on your shoulder, and you got to kind of work the rust off maybe a little bit. But I mean, you think about Crispus Attucks coming off a game that they were going to play against Chittard, a tough opponent in itself are the Trojans, and then on the opposite side, Shortridge coming off 2 postponed games, yep. Park Tudor and Speedway. How does that affect the team's mojo, like trying to go in and get back after it?
Well, I know for Shortridge, they haven't won a game this year. They're 0-3, so I'm sure they would have liked to have played those last 2 games to try to get a victory on the young season. But, you know, again, when you haven't played since November 10th and then you come in today, November 24th, about 2 weeks later, especially for Shortridge, that you don't want those off days. You want to, I mean, you get time to practice, and maybe Shortridge had some players who tested positive, or maybe Park Tudor or Speedway had players tested for positive. So then that also affects your practice time of, can you get these girls in the gym working on your set plays, working on your jump shots. So for Shortridge, they really did want that time to play those games. For Crispus Attucks, I would say it's not as a dire need for them to play, since they have played sooner, albeit 2 days earlier since Attucks played. But they at least have a W under their belts where they can maybe work off of their last game and they can watch film and do that sort of stuff. But for both teams, you know, I'm sure they both want to be out there on the court playing. And it's going to be interesting to see which team can get the rust off first and which team comes out more explosive and get it to their best players.
Crispus Attucks comes into this game with 2 wins on the year, a 2-3 record to their credit, having won against Arsenal Tech 41-27. We caught that game here on IndianaSRN. And then, as you mentioned, CJ, Purdue Poly on November 12th, 12 days ago, their last game, and winning that game 35-31. Yep. Shortridge coming in this game, head coach Amy Cowell with a winless team so far. This is her 3rd year, a 22-26 record for her career. She has the ability to set their tone. And you know what? We'll talk about that when we come back. Yep. We're going to take a quick break from the national anthem. You're watching girls basketball on IndianaSRN.
In today's fast-moving business world, effectively marketing your company takes hard work. creativity, and the right team. With over 40 years of experience, PIP has been enabling companies large and small to find success in achieving their business objectives. We understand the challenges our clients face. That's why we have a variety of print solutions suited to fit your every need. Whatever your printing request may be, from a quick turnaround on a company brochure for an upcoming trade show, a direct mail piece that needs to be designed, printed, and mailed, to complex marketing projects, PIP is sure to have the right print solution for you. Nothing grabs attention like a well-crafted sign. It can transform virtually any surface into an eye-catching experience, boosting your marketing appeal. From banners, posters, floor graphics, and window decals, to wayfinding and yard signs. We not only help with sign design and getting it installed, we also integrate them into your overall marketing strategy, designed to help you win. PIP also provides best-in-class integrated marketing solutions to help you make the most out of your next campaign. Our approach to marketing ensures that your strategy is seamlessly executed across all media, online and offline, so your business always looks its best. At PIP, we understand it takes a team to achieve business growth, and that's why we're here to help. Get to know PIP and let us make your world a better place.
Make it to the game? We've got your back. Just go to www.IndianaSRN.org and tune in to all of the live action, or go to our on-demand service and relive your favorite moments.
Welcome back to girls basketball here on Indiana SRN, along with CJ Benbury. My name is Joey Lindstrom. Tonight, Crispus Attucks Tigers and the Shortridge Blue Devils. And a little information for you, just a little historical factoid for you for those wondering. Last year, the Crispus Attucks Tigers lost in their sectional semifinal to Cathedral. Their last regional championship they made was 2017. Winning 5 games in that tournament, losing to Danville in overtime. So not that long ago, Crispus Attucks was a powerhouse, and they're obviously looking to get back into that, CJ.
Yeah, they're looking to get back, and we'll see if they can do that. It's going to take a victory tonight and then maybe some momentum to get back in there. So we'll see if they're able to do that.
Coach James Banks, 26-46. This is his 4th year coaching the varsity squad. And so he wants to be able to ride some momentum that they've had in those big games as of late. In their last sectional championship coming in 2017 on the Shortridge side. Last year they lost their sectional to Guerin Catholic, and their last sectional championship that they won was against the Indiana School for the Deaf. So their last sectional final last sectional final was 2019 against Covenant. And they have not as much storied success as Crispus Attucks does, but for an IPS school that is considered up and coming, and Amy Cowell being near 500, obviously that's encouraging for this IPS school in Shortridge.
Yeah, Shortridge is going to be looking for their coach to try to get their first victory on the year, and it's going to be tough against this Attucks team. Attucks plays so well through all 5 positions. So again, Shortridge looking for their first victory tonight. We'll see if they can get it. Attucks looking to get their second. Again, both teams coming off some postponement games, so we do expect a little rust to come out, but we'll see what happens as this game unfolds.
We are ready to go. Chantrice Grant for Shortridge is on the tip against Cheyenne Vaughn. The ball will head to Crispus Attucks' side, and the Tigers will start out with the ball. The Tigers having a balanced attack in their games, but mostly want to shoot from the three-point line. Here's Vaughn. Probably their most dynamic athlete, CJ, is Cheyenne Vaughn, and she knows how to shoot the rock. As we get another quick steal opportunity, but it'll go back to Attucks. On the steal was Mesgana Wise.
Yeah, and you see the size of Vaughn, who stands over her defenders you see there. But, yeah, she probably is their most dynamic player, and they're going to be looking to run the offense through her and try to get her some easy baskets.
Sheree Woods on the drive, no good. Here's a rebound. Another shot here by Alina Bibbs, and Shortridge on the attack. And it looks like that ball maybe got tipped by Vaughn. Ultimately recovered there by Wise. Pass down to the low post, and a nice try and save by Chantrice Grant, but Attucks will recover.
Well, Sarah Collins, top of the key. I thought she had an open look for a three there. She decided not to take it, decided to try to get the higher percentage basket down in the post. Just, I think that was Bree Turner down there on the block, wasn't able to handle it. But, for Shortridge, they're going to have to look at opportunities like that when they have an open shot. They need to take that shot. And maybe they saw that there was a mismatch down in the paint, but, open shots normally don't come very easily. So if you're Shortridge and you see those opportunities, you have to take them.
Here is Woods for three. No good on that one, and a rebound by Grant. So far, Shortridge closing out on those three-pointers and what have you, and that's been so far a difference in the first couple minutes. I like to see the aggression. Here's the three by Wise, and a rebound by Grant. No good. Driving now is Sharia Woods, and she goes up, and she'll get fouled, and she'll go to the line.
That's a good acting job there by Sharia Woods. They're going to call it on the floor, it looks like. I didn't see an attempt
there you go.
to go towards the basket, which is why if they're going to call that a shooting foul, her acting job was phenomenal. But a good job when you feel the contact, put the ball up, try to make the refs blow the whistle.
Another disruption by Wise, and Wise throwing it up, and again another steal by Crispus Attucks. So a little bit of scrappy play going on right now for this IPS matchup. Crispus Attucks in sectional 10, tough sectional at that, and then Shortridge in sectional 27. Both these squads, though, they just want to make sure they're taking one game at a time. Both coaches know that no matter what, all that matters is the present moment. Here's Clea Dullen. That is actually Sharia Woods again, going to the basket. But she commits a foul on the open floor.
I believe that's going to be a reach-in on Sharia Woods. You see both defenses playing particularly well, not allowing the other offense to get any easy baskets. Most shot attempts for both teams have been inside the paint, but they've been contested. So if you're Coach Banks or Coach Amy Cowell, you have to be proud as we see a full-court press there.
There's a little tip up and go, and it does. Bree Turner, opportunistic kiss off the glass there, and now Shortridge with the first bucket of the game tonight.
And that time there was a high pass for Turner as Vaughn misses a three, but you saw Bree Turner there. It kind of fell into her lap, Joey. It was a little high of a pass for the defender, and it kind of got tipped right into her arms, so Bree Turner kind of got a gift down there in the paint, but it led to our first 2 points of the game.
She sure did. You have to be opportunistic and at all times, because you never know what will happen. Closing out for 2-3 zone is Crispus Attucks. They get the steal here, but they give it right back. Looks like, Woods recovers. And she'll collect, staying away from that line. That'll be an over and back. She was doing her best to make sure she'd keep the ball on there, but she forgot that she has to keep her body on the same side too.
But you see what Attucks is doing once the point guard crosses that half court, Joey. They're blitzing, so they're going to try to trap you near that half-court line, the volleyball line, and make the point guard pick up the dribble and decide to make a pass. And with the point guard being a short player, we'll see if they do that blitz here again. Yep, they do. So you see them pick up the dribble, and that makes her look over the defense to try to find a player.
Yeah, Sarah Collins feeling the pressure on Crispus Attucks. And a great point you make, too, is that they need to keep that aggression on, especially up top, because Shortridge relies so heavily on the quick passes. Look, they're even doing it past the half-court line. Here's Wise. And Wise splits the defenders. A nice floater in the paint.
And see, if you're going to blitz past half-court line, you have to have someone on that second-tier defense stop ball. And that time no one stopped ball with now another turnover for Crispus Attucks. But, yeah, if you're Shortridge, if they're going to blitz you and no one's going to pick you up when you get to that second level, you're going to take that all game, get to the paint and get an easy layup as Mesgana Wise, as she did there.
Mesgana Wise, a 5'3" shooting guard.
And see, now you saw that they didn't do that blitz.
Yep. Here's Grant on the putback.
Nice job there by, I believe that was Chantrice Grant.
Yep.
Getting the loose board. A 6-0 run here for Shortridge. And right now Attucks has to figure out something defensively and offensively. They just can't seem to get anything going.
Foul here by, it looks like 15, Kaylin Wilson. And headed to the line is Clea Dolan. Entering the game now, Kadita Kita.
We'll see if Dolan can get 2 points on the board here for Attucks. They desperately need some momentum here, as now looks like they're going to call that foul on the floor instead of a shooting foul. I thought it was a shooting foul, but
no delay here, it seems like, which spells good for the Tigers. Here's an inbound pass to Kita, who goes back out to here in the miss there, but Shortridge now throwing up. And here is a shot by Wilson. Wilson no good. Vaughn bringing the ball up now. And a nice shot by Clea Dolan. And we said before, CJ, that Crispus Attucks is going to want to go beyond the arc. They have the shooters for it. A lot of girls with good shot selection, and so they want to continue to do that.
And they're going to have to do that, as that's their first points of the game. And you'll see the replay here. You see Vaughn. They've run the set action. Every time they come down the court, Vaughn pass to the left, kind of run through. This time, Dolan realized that, if the defense is going to kind of slack off me a little bit, I have that room to shoot the ball. I'm going to take that shot. And that time, Dolan, again, puts 3 points on the board for Attucks. They desperately needed that. And then they get the stop on the defensive end with a loose ball rebound and then a foul called. So now Attucks kind of gaining some momentum. They put one play together. Let's see if they can put another play together, get back in this game.
Basketball is a game of runs at all times. You can absolutely swing the ball. Here it is. And that is Jessica Denamaji from 3. And now Crispus Attucks quickly tying it all of a sudden.
Yep, and that time she decided to go glass off the right wing there. So again, 2 threes in a row here from Crispus Attucks. And now the 2-3 zone now has a little bit more life. Again, offense leading the defense in this case.
Looks like a travel here by Mesgana Wise. We'll get to see this again, CJ. What a great shot.
Yep, and that time she had no hesitation. So most players, sometimes when they get the ball, they kind of hesitate. They don't know if they want to shoot the ball. Should they pass it? That time, Jessica Denamaji decided no hesitation here. When I get the ball, I'm going to shoot it.
And Dolan had also a lot of confidence, too, on her shot as Crispus Attucks misses here. Good recovery. And giving them trouble is Denamaji. But it will remain, the jump ball will remain with Attucks. Oh, excuse me, actually the ref, the refs are throwing it to Shortridge.
Joey, looking out at the video that we have, it's kind of weird seeing no fans there for both teams. So I wonder how that's playing into effect. A lot of teams like to play off of the crowd and the emotion. So we'll see if either team can kind of go without fans here, as we get a nice pass inside. But that's a good move there inside the paint by Bree Turner. Again, the point guard for Shortridge, Mesgana Weiss, is doing a nice job seeing the floor. When that blitz comes, she's finding the right outlet to pass it to. That time found Bree Turner down on the right block here, and she got fouled.
So Bree Turner's first attempt, no good. Bree Turner with the earlier bucket, a senior. And she's also a dynamic player down in the low post. Gives you a lot of different angles to shoot from, and also creates opportunities for free throws as she goes 1 for 2 from the line. So Crispus Attucks down early, but definitely not out. You can never count them out, especially when they're shooting the ball confidently from the three-point line. Here's Vaughn. Vaughn looking for the pick. And Vaughn takes a shot, but no dice. Here's Shortridge. And a little bit of a scramble there. Pass up to Dullen. Dullen driving. And Dullen makes the most of it. Cashes in. A good fast break by Attucks, an opportunistic team. And they seem like a team that feeds off their momentum.
Yeah, and a good drive there by Dolan as a long three taken by Shortridge, but Dolan recognized no one's going to stop me on the fast break, and if so, I want to get to the line to get contact. And that time she took the contact, but had enough oomph to get that ball in the basket.
Here's a shot, and then a three made for Tatiana Williams. That is her first bucket of the game, and a big one. And a travel by Vaughn. You got to make sure you take that dribble just a little bit earlier. She looked like she was ready to drive.
You know, one thing we noticed, Joey, looking at both rosters for the team as we see the replay here, or the steal. Again, Dolan, you're going to see her come out. You see she didn't go back on defense, quote-unquote cherry pick, as they say, and pick up basketball, but it turned out well for Shortridge. But, you know, we noticed coming into pregame, looking at the roster, Shortridge has a ample amount of players compared to Crispus Attucks, so we've already seen the bench production kind of step up a little bit for Shortridge. We'll see if they can continue to do that.
Here's a three from Wise. Wise no good, but a rebound from Wilson, and her putback would not go. Here is Lanaya Smith on the drive. She throws one up, no good. And Bree Turner on the rebound. So Shortridge coming out. Coach Cowell has to be happy with their first quarter performance.
You have to be.
Here's a three from Wise. No good, and another rebound by Smith. Lanaya Smith loses the ball. And Tatiana Williams will drive ahead. And the closing seconds, she loses the ball. So Crispus Attucks on the attack, looking for a last-second shot. And there it is. Sharia Woods, I believe. And we will take a quick break. You are watching girls varsity basketball on IndianaSRN.
Hey, it's Keith Myers from Indiana Sports Radio Network. Well, thank you that you're watching the game tonight on IndianaSRN. If you would like to know more information about IndianaSRN, send me an email, coach@IndianaSRN.org. As vice president of this company, we hope that you sit back and enjoy the game. It's IndianaSRN, where you're always in the game.
Can't make it to the game? We've got your back. Just go to www.IndianaSRN.org and tune in to all of the live action, or go to our on-demand service and relive your favorite moments.
Welcome back to Shortridge High School. Along with CJ Benberry, my name is Joey Lindstrom. We are tied at the end of the first quarter, CJ, but we've seen some good hustle basketball and a lot of nice plays by both sides, particularly out of Shortridge's guards.
Yeah, it's been a defensive battle so far, but you've seen what the defense can do. Both teams deploying a 2-3 defense on the defensive side, so you can see how it's been an even battle, 10-10 at the end of one, not allowing anything from the perimeter. We only had, I believe, 3 made threes in that first quarter. Everything else was either from the free throw line or a 2-point basket. So Shortridge again looking for their first victory of the year. Coach Amy Cowell has to be happy with the effort they saw in that first quarter. And their leading scorer, Bree Turner, their center, and then Tatiana Williams off the bench for Shortridge, each have 3 points. If you're Attucks, you know, you like to get a little bit more fluency on your offensive side, especially to a Shortridge team that doesn't have a victory this year. But we'll see if they can turn it around here in the second quarter.
Shot no good by Crispus Attucks. And looks like the foul was on the ground, so it'll be an inbound pass for the Tigers. It is Shortridge's 4th team foul so far. Past the low post, now back out to Woods, and Woods drains a 3. Continuing to stretch that arc is Crispus Attucks, and when they shoot, they seem just so confident from the outside.
That's why they're going to have to win this game, especially with the 2-3 zone and with the short guards from Shortridge, as a turnover here from Jayla Rogers of Shortridge. But again, it seems like they have the size inside this Attucks with Lariah Woods inside the paint, and then if they want to play that inside-outside game, if they're going to double-team Woods in the block, pass the ball back out to your shooter, either Vaughn or Shariah Woods, who has it going early in this game.
Woods now bringing the ball up, down to Dullen. Dullen out to Vaughn. They have a lot of dynamic players on the outside as they pass down into Lariah Woods, and Lariah no good. Rebound by Wise. Wise driving it up. She's going to take it herself, looking for the foul, but a nice steal by Woods midair. And Woods.
Good hustle.
Wise returning the favor on Shariah Woods. It'll remain on the Attucks side.
And that's good hustle there by Wise. You get your shot blocked on the defensive end, but, a coach will love to see that. That'll get you some extra minutes. Don't just, jog back down the court, sprint back down, get back on defense, and that rewarded her now that ball being off Attucks, and Shortridge gets another possession.
A lot of gritty possessions here by Shortridge, and they're opportunistic getting the ball back. Jayla Rogers bringing the ball up. Passing down into Taylor. Taylor no good, and a rebound by Bibbs. Shariah Woods bringing the ball up. Tries to pass down into Vaughn, no good. Jayla Rogers gets in the way, and Shortridge recovers.
Are they going to call it a travel, or are they going to call a foul? It looks like they're going to call it travel because Wise and I believe that was Rogers were both going for the ball, and Wise dragged that pivot foot. So a turnover for Shortridge.
Here's Vaughn passing it down into Lariah Woods. Woods back out to Vaughn. Vaughn will shoot, and she'll drain it.
And that's good basketball. Again, inside out is what Shortridge wants to do. You get the ball in to Lariah Woods, and she tried to make a move on the right block, but you saw they brought two defenders from the weak side over, and when she tried to spin baseline. So Woods made the smart decision, passed the ball out to a shooter, and that time Vaughn did a nice job.
Dawn giving her trouble, and that'll be over and back. We'll get to see the replay again by Vaughn. Yeah, and to your point, CJ, she just rips it, and just confidently. We've seen it all night.
And again, you mentioned earlier that it's going to be a perimeter shooting game for Attucks as we got a timeout on the court, but looks to be a 30, so we'll keep it. Yeah, they're going to have to shoot the ball from the outside because Shortridge does a nice job guarding the inside block, but Attucks has two players down low in Lariah Woods and Alina Bibbs who are much taller and much stronger than anyone that Shortridge has down in the post. So, again, we'll be interested to see if Coach Banks wants to continue to use that inside-out game or if he's going to continue to go inside, and maybe the inside players will try to get some baskets and get to the free throw line.
So far, Lariah Woods has been the girl in the post, getting that inside feed. Mm-hmm. And I think, to your point, yeah, Coach Banks clearly using her size and her height to their advantage. And the Tigers, with this lead right now, obviously finding the weak spots in the Shortridge defenses. Now we see Woods bringing the ball up, trying to get it down to Vaughn. Similar play to what we saw before, and now Rogers bringing it up. And she'll make a nice move, but loses the ball. And we'll go back to Attucks.
I thought Rogers, she had a player on the left side who could have been there for a layup, but Rogers didn't see them, decided to take it herself, try to draw the foul and get the contact, but got a little excited going up for that layup, bounced off her leg, and another turnover for Shortridge.
Claire Dillon brought the ball up now here down to Lariah Woods. She gets her own rebound, puts it back, no dice. Jayla Rogers with the rebound, and she'll be on the drive once again. Well, loses the ball. Looks like a push on Attucks. And that is Woods' second foul. So now Shortridge, a deficit now of 6 points. They were up 10-6 at one point.
Yeah, and Attucks has come back as Shortridge.
A nice floater.
Yep. I believe that was Morgan Smith ending that 6-0 run that Attucks had to start this second quarter, and Shortridge needed that again. Shortridge, on the year, they've given up 93 points in their last, to Greenwood Christian, and 93 to Lawrence Central, so their defense has been a struggle. The defense has played pretty well today against Attucks, but they're going to have to continue that defensive effort and try to get some offense. They've scored 25, 19, and 34 in their 3 games offensively and have given up 93 points twice and then 68 in their first game. So Shortridge had some work to do, but they look good here early on against Crispus Attucks.
They do. They're on pace right now with their first quarter tally at 10 points. Continue that. I mean, you're already beating your season record. So definitely encouragement for Coach Amy Cowell, as she obviously wants her girls to just keep playing that hustle ball, keep going at it, and just going for the buckets, because eventually those will drop. Now here's Dullen. Dullen with 5 points tonight. Passing out to Woods. Woods, who's been all over the floor tonight. And now out to Kita. That ball gets tipped and looks like a change of possession here.
It looked like she wanted to shoot the ball and then kind of midair, didn't know if she wanted to take the shot, and that's why was that point earlier I made. You know, I think it was Jessica Denamaji. She got the ball, but then immediately took the shot. She wasn't hesitant of, does she want to shoot the ball, does she want to pass the ball? And that time got caught in the air, did Kadita Tav Kita, not knowing if she wanted to shoot or pass the ball. You got to be very decisive when you get the ball, because defenses will prey on that if you don't know what you want to do.
Especially against the zone defense where shooting is at a paramount. Mariah Woods with a rebound from the Shortridge miss, and a foul midcourt. Oh, actually a travel. Looks like a travel. That seemed like a foul to me.
Yeah.
Being strict on the travel.
And Shortridge getting bailed out, but Shortridge seems to be one-dimensional. They pass the ball in the block, and then they're just going to go for that easy floater.
A nice chance there by Shunshis Grant, not to cut you off, CJ.
No.
Oh, here's a nice break by Woods, and she's been particularly aggressive on those breaks when she has the chance. No buckets yet on her fast break opportunities, and that's attributed to the hustle that we're seeing out of Shortridge.
But you see the difference in the offense is Attucks is getting out in transition, getting to the basket. Shortridge seems to just be a one and done where they pass the ball inside to one of the blocks, and then they do a turnaround shot, and then it's a miss, and then Attucks has 2 players, Woods and Bibbs, again towering over everyone in the block, getting the rebound. So if you're Shortridge, I'm sure Coach Amy Cowell would like to see some ball movement going on, pass the ball around the perimeter, get that defense moving a little bit, and then try to find your shot inside the paint if that's what you want to do. But it just seems Shortridge is just a one-and-done offense. They need to find a way to continue to get that ball moving, find some other venues and avenues to get some shots.
So as they look for those avenues amongst this 2-3 zone, excuse me. Looks like 3 seconds in the lane from Bree Turner, and that'll be another turnover for Shortridge. So to your point, CJ, they need to obviously be able to hold on to the ball and have good long possessions to make sure that they get those opportunities.
Yeah, it's short when your point guard is 5'3".
Here's Dullen for 3. Off the front iron, and Shortridge will retain possession.
Yeah, your point guard's 5'3", so you have Weiss out on the court, Jayla Rogers, and it looks to be Kaylin Wilson, and they're all essentially the same height. So, again, for Attucks, they play that in their advantage. When you have height on the perimeter, you can really press these guards. They can't really see over the top. So, for the guards, you have to use your speed and get around and then try to find a way to get to the basket.
Rogers launching for 3. A rebound by Grant. Grant trying to put it in the bucket, but it rolls out. So here's Vaughn, fouled now on the ground. I believe that is Shortridge's 6th foul now. So that would mean one more, and they give Crispus Attucks the bonus before the half.
And I believe that foul's on Weiss. That's your 3rd personal, so she's going to take a seat on the bench, and you only get 5 fouls in high school basketball. So we will see how much she is used here in the second quarter and then in the second half.
Yeah, the consistency on the aggressive play is great, but you want to make sure that you're making sure that you're pulling yourself back a little bit, not trying to get carried away. Hey, if you missed our broadcast tonight, you can, at least the beginning of it so far, you can catch all our games on YouTube. IndianaSRN is our tag. Missed shot by Shortridge, recovered by Shortridge, but then lost again. And here's Vaughn. Cheyenne Vaughn with a three-pointer on the night and confidently shooting from that arc. Ball will remain with Crispus Attucks. And a good defensive play there by Sarah Collins. Whole new lineup. Alina Bibbs coming in. And Lariah Woods also on the floor. Dullen as well as Sharia Woods and Cheyenne Vaughn are also out there. And here is that magical 7th foul from Shortridge. So a 1-and-1 here for Lariah Woods. Attucks not doing exceptionally well from the free throw line tonight, and those obviously, every point counts, every point matters. And Shortridge so far scoring more than we're used to seeing, which is definitely an encouragement for Coach Cowell. So as they reach 2 more minutes in this half, and Lariah Woods makes that, and she'll stay for another free throw. But as Shortridge compounds on the good things that they've done in this first half, CJ, what do they need to do or continue to do to build off that?
Well, their defense has done pretty well in this game so far, only holding Attucks to about 18 points. So I don't think the defense is really your issue. It's just more on the offensive end and trying to find some sort of rhythm to get the ball in the basket again. We'll just kind of see how this play goes and see if they run the same play. So you have the point guard who comes down the middle, and the blitz doesn't happen, but then you find the ball right inside the post, and then you just do one shot, and then that shot's done. So you have to find a way to move the ball to find some other players out on the perimeter, or maybe if you pass the ball inside, pass the ball back out, get this defense moving somehow, some way.
Raylan Yates on the fast break, no good. Now here is Wilson on the drive, but she loses that one too, and it goes back to Woods. So a lot of back and forth in this second quarter, not as much scoring. Here is Raylan Yates. Back out to Dullen. Dullen back to Vaughn. Woods, excuse me. Woods now out to Denamaji, passing it back inside to Yates. Yates back outside to Woods. And 3 seconds on Yates. Just need to have that situational awareness.
But did you see how many people touched the ball on that possession for Attucks? Yeah. Every single person touched the ball for Attucks on that possession. And again, for Shortridge, it just seems to be 2 people, the point guard and in the center. So that's the difference between the game right now, why the score is 18-12. Attucks is moving this Shortridge defense left to right and then north to south. And so far, Shortridge hasn't done that. And
here's a 3 from Rogers. Rogers no good, wide left. And now here comes Dullen. Back out to Woods. Woods for 3, and she banks it home. Shariah Woods, her second three-pointer of the night.
And she's got 7 this quarter. And it's been a 11-2 run in here for the second quarter for Shortridge, looking to expand.
Yeah, Attucks continuing to build on their lead, and it has been crazy to see how much success they've had on plays just like this from the arc.
And you see the defense, that Sarah Collins, she just backed off just a little bit from Woods. And you got to know, when a player who's made 2 threes so far in this game and she's a shooter, you got to play up on her just a little bit more than what you were doing.
Smithson checks into the game. Lena Bibbs is back out there, and she takes a shot. Looked like that one was on the mark, but no dice, and the ball will remain with Crispus Attucks. 19 seconds to go here at Shortridge High School. The inbound here from Smithson. Her first action of the night. 15 seconds to go. Here's a 3 from Dullen. That goes wide. And here comes Shortridge trying to get a last-second shot once again. Here's Rogers. Rogers no good, and that'll end our first half. Your impressions first, C.J. Benberry.
Again, both defenses have done a particularly well job. Attucks just with a better defensive effort in that second quarter. We'll see if Shortridge can try to get some offensive momentum going here in the second half. I think Coach Amy McCall is going to talk to her team and see how we can get this ball moving. But a good first half there by Attucks, and we'll see if they can continue that in the second half.
You are watching girls basketball here on IndianaSRN. We'll be back with you after half.
In this seat, the pressure is high. And for this season, this is your seat. The National Federation of State High School Associations would like to thank you for supporting your child in learning positive, lifelong lessons by participating in interscholastic activities. As a parent, there are many feelings and emotions that you will experience during your student's participation in interscholastic activities. While watching your student participate, you can experience the entire emotional spectrum, from sheer joy to utter disappointment. At the same time, for students who are motivated to be part of a team, it can be an enjoyable and rewarding experience for everyone. Sitting in the parent seat requires thought and discipline. It is not an easy seat. The parent seat is a place where you and your student want to create enjoyable memories, not experiences filled with inappropriate language or unsporting behavior. The one who suffers most from these experiences is your child. Negative parent behaviors can be embarrassing to your student and damaging to your relationship as their biggest fan. This is the last thing you want. Here are 10 suggestions to help you with the emotions that arise in the parent seat. 1. Develop an awareness. Recognizing that you may be part of the problem in the stands is the first step to addressing it. This in itself can be challenging, as typically you are the last one to know if you are part of the problem. 2. Understand the benefits. Recognize the benefits that participation in interscholastic activities provides your student. Interscholastic activities provide a platform that promotes fitness, the opportunity to be part of a team and community, can improve your students' confidence, and provides an opportunity to learn new skills and improve current skills. 3. Embrace the growth and development of your student. By participating in activities, your student will have many opportunities to learn life lessons that will help him or her as they transition into adulthood. Taking a hands-off approach at times can be difficult for parents, but also rewarding for both the student and the parent. It can allow the student to gain confidence and independence to deal with their own obstacles. And many times, this independence can be one of the most important challenges to strengthening trust in your relationship. Knowing that your student is struggling can bring some comfort because it is evidence that your student is on a path to adulthood. 4. Visualize yourself as a respectful spectator. Many studies indicate that the number one reason kids participate in sports and activities is to have fun. Please keep that top of mind and in perspective throughout the school year. Emphasize to your student that they should enjoy the experience and, above all, have fun. Understanding and communicating this perspective can provide balance and support when it is needed the most and ensure a fun and enjoyable interscholastic experience for your child. 5. Consider exercising before the event. Exercising doesn't necessarily mean a 60-minute workout. A short walk, deep breathing, or a few stretching exercises may be helpful to relieve stress. It is also a proven fact that exercise can release endorphins that help you deal with stress. 6. Participate in a relaxing activity. Find something that you enjoy doing, such as reading a book or listening to music before the event. Relaxing before a game, competition, or other event may help provide a positive state of mind as you prepare to watch your child participate in their activity. 7. Take a break. If your emotions begin to escalate while in the stands, a brief timeout may help you reset your emotions. It could be as simple as taking a restroom break, a trip to the concession stand, or a short walk. 8. The 24-hour rule. If you ever feel compelled to confront a coach, take some time to collect your thoughts and allow your emotions to settle before you do. If after 24 hours you still feel compelled to address an issue, call and schedule an appointment. 9. Be responsible. Be responsible in your decision making. You are a role model, and it is important to understand that not only is your child watching you, but so are other participating students. Be aware and set a good example for all of the young people in attendance. 10. Support your student. There are a lot of ways to let your student know that you are a supportive parent. Tell them that you love watching them participate, or how proud you are of the sacrifices they make to be part of a team. Once again, focus on the fun. Be a good listener when your student needs you. Supporting them and understanding their feelings, hopes, and dreams can help you build on your trusting and loving relationship. Be aware that you will experience many emotions while sitting in the parent seat. Realizing there are challenges that come with the territory is an important step in supporting your students' participation in interscholastic activities. Students learn so much from their experiences that only activities can uniquely provide. You want your student to enjoy being part of a team and community without having to worry about what you may say or do in the stands. When your student looks back on their high school experience, what do you want them to remember? The experience should be enjoyable for you, beneficial for your student, and hopefully provides an opportunity to build a closer bond with your child. That opportunity begins now in the parent seat.
Hey Mom and Dad, make me proud today. I'm playing a sport I love. I'm probably not going to be a pro, or who knows, I may not even play in college. It's a game I love, and my teammates in our community want you to show good sportsmanship. Rude or verbally abusive behavior will not be tolerated today. Instead, cheer loud and be proud of our performance. Be a good role model, and please have fun watching us play. Thank you for practicing good sports momship and sports dadship today at my game.
There's no greater anti-poverty measure than to give a person a job. That helps them start to change that trajectory.
Morales Group is a full-service staffing company that provides temporary labor in the Indianapolis, Central Indiana market.
It was a challenge that was given by my father. He wanted me to give back much more than I had been. Then I realized that when he said more, he wanted me to see how I could give more. And it wasn't just in money, but in time and in services. And that's how the Morales Group was created.
I started off at Morales Group as an intern. I interned for 3 years before going on full-time staff here. What I love most about Morales Group is that big family aspect. I come from a big family in Mexico, and since the company is continuously growing, I feel like there's always a new member of the family that I get to know.
We're willing to give. We're willing to serve others, and we're not expecting something in return.
Come talk to us. We would love to work with you.
Welcome back to Shortridge High School, along with CJ Benberry. My name is Joey Lindstrom. 21-12 is our count in favor of the Crispus Attucks Tigers, who came into this game 2-3, having lost their first game against Whiteland, won their second against Arsenal Tech, lost to Zionsville, and a loss to Riverside, and then a postponed game, and then a win against Purdue Poly, and then another postponed game for Chittard. On the opposite side, Shortridge coming in this game 0-3 with losses to University High in Carmel, Greenwood Christian, and Lawrence Central, and then two postponed games, Park Tudor and Speedway, until their game here against Crispus Attucks on the 24th of November. So CJ, that first half was scrappy, to say the least.
Yep.
The refs are being tight on their calls, and so far, actually I want to make a point of this. Shortridge with 10 points in that first quarter, but only 2 in the second. What do you think happened? What changed for them?
I think that the offense just became stagnant in that first quarter. You saw Shortridge getting to the basket, making the Crispus Attucks defense move, but in that second quarter they just became a little stagnant. In Attucks, you saw them do the complete opposite. They moved the ball around left to right. They got the ball inside with their size advantage in the post and played inside-outside. And Attucks, that's why you saw them come out to the 21-12 lead that they have. They scored 11 points in that second quarter, only compared to Shortridge's 2.
Here's Vaughn with a try, and no good. That was a block there. And now Shortridge on the attack. Here's Sarah Collins. Passing up to Wise, who was all over the floor in that first quarter. A little bit quieter in the second. Here's a shot from Grant. Grant no good. And now Woods with the steal, but dribbling it off, and looks like they're going to call it on Collins here.
And that's a good job there that time by Shortridge. You get inside the paint where that 2-3 zone where you want to get to, but once she got the ball and then she decided to take the shot, she didn't kind of look to see wherever everyone else is at. So now let's see if they can get a point here on the fast break.
Here's Wise on the drive. She makes it.
And that's what they needed there. There's the points in transition for Wise. Maybe that'll get her going a little bit. Again, she had 3 fouls in that first half, for Shortridge. The scoring for Shortridge, Tatiana Williams had 3 points. Weiss had 2 herself. Grant had 2. Morgan Smith had 2. And Bree Turner had 3 points. So, that adds up to your 10 points there. And for Shortridge, they had Vaughn with 3 points. Dolan had 5. Shariah Woods, had 9. Dinamaje had 3. And Lariah Woods had 1. So,
nice shot by Vaughn. Kiss off the glass.
Yep. So, you see just the balanced scoring there for Attucks, and for Shortridge, you only have 3 or 4 people scoring.
Missed 3 there by Wise, and so she gained some confidence from her bucket earlier, and that's going to be huge for Coach Cowell's team, is keeping their positive vibes up and making sure they're confidently shooting. Here's Vaughn. Now Shortridge with the presser. Here's Wise driving again, trying to squeeze through 2 defenders. Looks like she gains the foul. And she will go to the line. 2 fouls on Attucks so far already in this second half.
If we do see one thing, it's Wise being more aggressive, which Coach Cowell would like to see. Again, your smallest player, but she might have the biggest heart on the team, so you like the aggression from her, but, there is a thing of being too aggressive. And so, on that fast break there, she had a couple opportunities to pass the ball to teammates. Maybe she had a teammate that was open as she missed both of those free throws, but, that can come back to haunt Weiss in the long run. So we'll see how aggressive she continues to stay and if she can find those opportunities to pass the ball if she knows that she doesn't have the right available shot.
The pace of the game is so important to Shortridge, and as well as Crispus Attucks, they like to take the slower approach as we see a shot from Smithson. And here's Dullen, who was active in that first half. Shot by Dullen, no good. Here's Wise trying to penetrate the zone, and another travel by Wilson. Kaylin Wilson, her second travel of the night, actually, so they definitely want to make sure they're showing up on that.
I wasn't sure about that call, but you saw how that time they moved the ball to the right. I think Coach Cowell, that's something you can improve on there. You're finally moving the ball to the right and to the left, and they had a nice screen there on the pump fake and then drive the lane, just drag that pivot foot as another steal by Weiss.
Here's Wise on the drive. Oh, and a block by Vaughn, but they're going to get her on a foul.
And again, the aggressiveness by Wise this second half has been encouraging for Coach Cowell. Last trip down, she missed 2 free throws. So she's looking to redeem herself here at the line, try to get 2 more.
Wise no good on the first. Her second attempt. And she makes the second one. No hesitation on that second free throw.
And she didn't do any dribbling, so maybe she gets back to the line. She just won't dribble. She'll go off no hesitation.
She got out of her head. Oh, and looks like Vaughn wasn't even ready for that pass. Excuse me, and here's Wise again.
And that's just Wise. Again, you saw the pressure on the defense. She forced a turnover, couldn't handle the pass on the fast break. She's been a lot more aggressive for Shortridge here, and that's given that defense and offense a little bit of juice. They're just trying to get kind of like getting a car started. You hear it turn over, but you can't get it to turn yet. So let's see if Shortridge can get that engine to turn.
Here's another jump ball. Nice hustle by Sarah Collins. Has been a lot more active this second half. Shortridge with 2 points in this second half, as well as Attucks. So far in these first 3 minutes and 9 seconds, CJ, not a lot of scoring, a lot more defensive efforts. And both these squads want to be able to build on that.
I think they can. You've seen some life out of Shortridge here in Attucks. You can only scoring 2 points, but it's kind of dormant a little bit. But
and Wise from three, no good. Grant with the rebound, trying to go back up, and bounces off a couple of fingertips of the Crispus Attucks Tigers, and will remain with Shortridge.
I think one thing for Shortridge, you see Chantrice Grant doing a nice job getting the boards, but whenever she gets the board, she's looking to shoot it. Sometimes you get the boards, look for a teammate, see if you have someone else that's open.
And Wise continuing to be active. Oh, and that'll be a charge. And that, regardless, will be going back to Shortridge. And Wise has been, she's been all over the place.
Yep.
Shooting the ball, passing the ball, playing defense. She gets the call for the Shortridge Blue Devils here. I wonder if that's just what they needed, is just a little more momentum and from this aggressive play.
Yeah, and again, I think it's kind of energized this team just a little bit. They just kind of need to get into that next gear, and Wise has brought that this second half. Let's see if they can capitalize on it.
Here's Wise. Back out to Williams. Williams for three, no good. And a rebound by Woods. Woods has been pretty overall excellent tonight so far, but not on this play, as she's stolen there by Grant, and Grant will head to the line and shoot two.
Again, the defense has been much better for Shortridge here in the second half, and it's just by that energy. They just haven't been able to knock down the free throws and then getting that contact and getting the basket with the contact. But again, if you're Shortridge and you can get to the line and you can knock down free throw attempts like Chantrice Grant just did there, Coach Cal is going to be happy. As long as that defensive effort stays as it is, you can get to the free throw line and have the clock stopped and get some free baskets. Shortridge can get back in this game.
Any points are good points if you're Shortridge. Here's a rebound by Woods. Woods having 9 points in that first half. And a foul on the ground here by Wise. That is her fourth.
Yep. And that's a silly foul if you're Wise. You have to know that you have three and you can't be reaching in. So we'll see if they keep her in the game. She's going to
she is coming out.
So now we'll see how that energy is. She brought that energy early in the second quarter. We'll see if that energy now deflates a little bit or if Shortridge can keep it up.
Down low, here's the other Woods, and Lariah cashes in. So Lariah Woods, the obvious height difference down there in the post, and I think Coach Banks is definitely realizing that he can use her to their advantage.
Yep. And again, when you have Woods and Bibbs on the court for Attucks, it's a size problem. You can go to the right or left block, whichever side you want to prefer. And you know, if you're Attucks, you really have no other choice but to go down there and force a double team. And that's going to leave the shooters open for Attucks.
Here's Dolan. Nice move inside, but can't bring it home. Another rebound here by Smith. Back down to Lariah Woods. And it looks like they're going to get the foul. And another foul by Shortridge. Kind of digging themselves a little bit of a hole.
Mm-hmm. But again, when you have the height mismatch, it's hard for you to get those boards. You have to do a better job of boxing out, make them do it over the back.
Lariah Woods no good on her first try. She's been active tonight, Lariah Woods has. And Lariah Woods is almost good on the second one. A couple of Attucks players running into each other on that rebound, as well as Shortridge's Garcia Sanchez. Lariah Woods with 3 points on the night so far. And lots of rebounds to her credit. She's been very, very good down on the post when shots are going up.
Yeah, I've got her down for 6 boards. So, again, she's done a nice job on the offensive end, getting those offensive rebounds.
Jayla Rogers down into Grant. Grant's territory, no good. Now here's Smith. Smith, oh, and I think they're going to get her on a travel. The refs are definitely being strict on the amount of steps you can take. Sometimes we see a lot of players get away with it, but they're not letting it go tonight.
Yeah, and I think for Smith, she wanted to kind of cut across the middle of the court and find a teammate.
Another travel here.
Yep.
This time on Kaylin Wilson.
For her, I thought she kept that pivot foot down and was just trying to do a fake and then go towards the right. But you know, we're in studio and they're inside Shortridge, so they got a better view. But
Dolan no good from 3, chasing after her basket, but it'll hop out of bounds. And Shortridge now with just an 8-point deficit. This is manageable for them.
It is. They have to find some way of, again, finding some offensive rhythm. They've scored 6 points here in the third quarter so far, and 2 of those have come from the free throw line from Weiss. She has 4 of the 6 points in the second quarter. So, again, Weiss kind of brought that energy. We'll see if Shortridge can find a way to get some offense.
And a little bit of a fumble here by Shortridge. And looks like Wilson is slow to get up. Looks like she's not doing well, so quick injury timeout here. But yeah, CJ, it's definitely interesting to see the way the pace of this game has slowed down. It came out, everybody was shooting. I mean, it was a free-for-all in the beginning of the game, and now the transition out of that, it's now become sort of a more methodical approach, if you will, and barring any, deflecting from the mistakes, I think Coach Banks can definitely be happy with what his squad has put out. But definitely the second half, you go into halftime, you want to shore up on some things that maybe you didn't do as well in the first half. But, I mean, we're seeing a lot of the same types of turnovers that we did from Crispus Attucks in the first half now here in the second half.
And the same for Shortridge. And I think that's just a product of you wanted to move a little quicker than your body and your mind is thinking. You think one thing, and then you're trying to do that thing and try to beat the defense, and then you end up making a mistake. And both teams have made their fair share of mistakes tonight, but it just seems like the offense for Attucks they've knocked down a couple more shots, and they've had a more crisper. I'm not sure what the right word is there, but
more crisper.
Their offense has been sharper than Shortridge's. So, again, for Shortridge, I think their fix can be easy. Just continue to move the basketball. You've seen them do it a little bit here where they've passed the ball to the left or right side, and then they've kind of gone off some pick and rolls. It's kind of been in some travels, but you've seen the progressive offense that they've had, and that's got this defense moving just a little bit. So those are things you can look for if you're Coach Cowell, of things to improve on maybe for the next game. And you still have time in this game, too. 2:17 in the third. You have a whole fourth quarter to try to get that done. So Shortridge has time. You mentioned they're only down 8, and they can get back in this game if they want.
They sure can. So we'll actually step away while they attend to Kaylin Wilson. You're watching girls varsity basketball here on IndianaSRN. We're actually going to stay. You get more of us. So Crispus Attucks.
Is it April? Is that an April Fool's joke?
A turkey joke, maybe. Thanksgiving coming up. So now Vaughn here. And another shot by Crispus Attucks, no good. That time that was Jessica Denamaji. And another turnover here by Shortridge, by Attucks. Will go to Shortridge. Now here is Rogers bringing the ball up. Rogers up to Collins. Collins first shot of the night. No dice on that one. A good rebound. A good rebound turns into a travel by Smithson. And Jonasia Smithson definitely didn't intend that on her defensive rebound. A tipped ball at the line goes to Bree Turner, and no dice for Shortridge. Here's Vaughn. Back out, and here's Dullen. Dullen for three. Brings it home, and now Dullen adds 3 to Crispus Attucks' score, 28-17, extending their lead to double digits now.
Did you see how fast the ball was moving? It wasn't in the hand of the one person for no longer than maybe 1 to 2 seconds, and that's what Shortridge has. They can take what Attucks is doing and then use that for themselves.
Down into Bree Turner, back out to Collins, and a good defensive play by Denamaji turns into another turnover, and Shortridge will get it back. Rogers launching one, and that one will fall short. And Attucks with 46 seconds to go. No shot clock. Do you hold for, the last shot? Do you continue to try to pass the ball around, get your best look? What's the strategy here?
I think they're going to try to run their offense. They haven't had many possessions where they've held it long. As you see Dolan there. I didn't see them. I think both teams could have another 1 to 2 possessions by the way their offense is gone.
Collins down, trying to pass it to the left side of the key. Vaughn steals it. Vaughn takes it down, and no good. Off the hands of Smithson, and that'll be another turnover for Attucks. So 8 points for Attucks in this quarter, 5 for Shortridge. We ended our first quarter with a 10-10 count.
Yep.
So Attucks clearly making the correct adjustments. Shortridge, it doesn't look like they've made too many adjustments for the betterment of their team as they close out. Here's a good pass down to Turner. Jayla Rogers with a laser down to the post. And Turner will go to the line.
Good pass, but an even better adjustment there by Bree Turner down there in the paint. And let's see if she can reward herself. Try to get this back to a single-digit lead for Shortridge going into the fourth.
Turner with 3 points so far in this contest. She actually had the first bucket of this game. And 1 free throw later on that first half, but it's been quiet since. And all these IPS schools, CJ, you feel each other out. You try to know the other person's style, but you're never going to get the same type of player as type of play from each team as Turner knocks that one down. I think we're going to stay for. It looks like
they ran the
maybe
clock.
ran the clock when they weren't supposed to.
Yeah.
On that end, but
let's
as the refs figure it out. And just to finish that thought, I mean, we see how much Attucks shoots from the arc. Shortridge kind of playing that scrappy slasher ball, but I was going to say definitely not 40 seconds.
And definitely not.
But they do need to run. Yep, they will have time to run another play. So we'll see if Attucks can put one home in 4 seconds. Doesn't look that way, but I think they started the clock when they were out of bounds.
It's like they did the exact same thing.
Yeah, it seems that way, but nonetheless, it looks like we'll take a third quarter break. You're watching girls varsity basketball here on IndianaSRN. Welcome back to Shortridge High School. You're watching girls varsity basketball here on IndianaSRN along with CJ Benberry. My name is Joey Lindstrom. It looks like they are continuing. Regardless, CJ, there's something going on with the clock.
Yeah.
We'll eventually figure it out, but nonetheless, this is Clea Dullen here at the line. And she makes her first one.
And so they had 4 seconds on the clock when they tried to inbound the pass, and both times the shot clock operator started out of bounds. So this is still the continuation of the third quarter. And so you see Dolan must have got fouled from 3, and she has 3 opportunities at the line and making 1 out of 2. But this is what Shortridge can't do. You can't foul, especially in a 3-point shot going into the fourth quarter when you find yourself down by double digits. So Dolan see if they can make them pay, going 2 out of 3 from the line, and see if she can knock this one down.
Dolan getting fouled during our commercial break. And Crispus Attucks, obviously you'll take 3 points in those last 4 seconds. She goes 2 for 3 from the line. I have Dolan for 7, so we will take another break here for the end of the third quarter. You're watching girls varsity basketball here on IndianaSRN.
Burtner Electric Incorporated has been proudly serving our residential and commercial customers with quality electrical repair for over 33 years. We are fully licensed and insured in electrical wiring and electrician service packages. You'll receive a competitive assessment whether you're a homeowner or a business owner, first-time or long-time customer. We offer free estimates for any new project. Call our licensed and experienced electricians today.
Can't make it to the game? We've got your back. Just go to www.IndianaSRN.org and tune in to all of the live action, or go to our on-demand service and relive your favorite moments.
Welcome back to Shortridge High School for the start of the fourth quarter. Your score, the Crispus Attucks Tigers leading the Shortridge Blue Devils 30-18. This presentation of IPS Athletics. Here's Shanna Vaughn missing from 3. And a break for Rogers. Rogers. No good. Jayla Rogers on that one, not succeeding in that layup. And that's kind of been the story tonight. Shortridge not capitalizing on their opportunities down low.
And Rogers has really struggled from the field today. She has not made a basket. And that time as wide open as a basket as anyone could have had. Could knock it down.
There's Turner with another shot. No good there, and that'll be a jump ball in favor of Shortridge. Yeah, CJ, to your point, that the story of the night has just been Crispus Attucks keeping the pressure on Shortridge, and Shortridge on the opposite side keeping the pressure on, but ultimately being a little too out of control.
Yeah, and this is what Coach Cowell has to find a way to get through to this offense for Shortridge. We've seen them move the ball a little bit more effectively in that third quarter, but it just hasn't resulted in any points. So you got to find a way to get points, as that jump ball should lead to Shortridge. What's going to stay with Attucks?
Woods and Rogers on the tie-up.
Should go to Shortridge.
Looks like here a timeout for Crispus Attucks. I guess it actually would go to Shortridge, I believe, because they would have the ball. Oh, excuse me, no, Crispus Attucks. I misspoke. Crispus Attucks would have the ball. So, CJ Benberry, your impressions on the second half, definitely different, obviously, from the first.
Yeah, it was a little different. So, Attucks scored 9 points in that third. Shortridge scored 6. So, again, the offense looked better ball movement-wise for Shortridge in that second quarter. For Attucks, they scored double digits in the first 2 quarters, and that time had 9. But their offense I don't want to say slacked a little bit, but it wasn't as efficient as it was in the first half. You did have some people scoring the basketball. They weren't shooting the ball from the perimeter as they were in the first half. So, again, the defense for Shortridge, I think, has been solid the entire game, and so has the defense for Crispus Attucks at that matter. But it just comes down to who can be more efficient on the offensive end, and so far it's been Crispus Attucks. They've been able to knock down some threes. There's only been 1 3 made in this game that for Shortridge. That's been by Tatiana Williams, who is coming off the bench. For your starters, you haven't scored no more than about 15 points from your starters, so that's the difference in this game.
There's Dolan getting into Woods. Woods using her height to get up to the ball, and now she'll go to the line. Oh, hits the ref in the process.
That should be a shooting.
Coach Banks, ever so spirited on the sideline. You love to see his juice and his energy, and he definitely brings it for these ladies. Woods, her first attempt from the line is good. Woods 4 points in this contest so far. And that'll go to the Shortridge Blue Devils. I want to give props to everybody for being able to have this event in general, given all the circumstances that are going on. The IHSAA has been really exceptional in making sure that all sports are being accounted for, and especially addressing when there is a COVID case or what have you, postponing those games for a later date.
Yeah, I think they've done a really good job, and as another turnover for Shortridge, as cases just can continue to go up, it's only more important that we do wear a mask and get the social distance. But you can't say enough about IHSAA, where they're following the state guidelines and always in close contact with them of whether they should postpone the game, cancel it, or how they should go about the business. So they've done a nice job, and hopefully we can continue to see the boys high school basketball, and we can continue to see the girls high school basketball play.
Denamaji for 3. No good, and here is Lanaya Smith. Back out to Dolan. Dolan down, feet inside of Lariah Woods. Back out to Smith. Smith no good. There's Wise. Full head of steam down the court. She shoots. That'll be short. But another putback by Grant. And that's Grant's 5th point of the night.
And that time when she got the rebound, she put it up. But she's done that every time. But most of them have been in where she's been double teamed down in the post. That time she had single coverage. Had opportunity to put it back up.
Nice rebound by Vaughn there. Coach emphasizing that we need to rebound the ball, and boxing out is so important, and fundamentals, and especially when, maybe your season's not going as well. Those are things that obviously show, and you want to hammer home. Shanna Vaughn, her first attempt is good. Vaughn's second attempt is good. So Coach Banks has to be happy with the way that his ladies have rebounded. They've definitely had a lot of putbacks tonight, and that's encouraging too, especially when you're trying to figure out who you are as a team. You have 2 wins under your belt, but those losses show you kind of those weak points, what have you. So definitely a lot to build on for Crispus Attucks.
And when you have the size advantage, I think Coach Banks expects that. When you have 2 towers down there on the block, he expects you to get those offensive rebounds, and that's why you heard him say, we've got to get the rebound.
Here's Wise. No good. Getting some contact down there. Bree Turner putting it back. Looks like another shooting foul, and Bree Turner will have her trip to the line. I believe this is her 3rd. Crispus Attucks with 8 fouls. giving away the bonus regardless of what kind of foul they commit. Shortridge 1 away from being in the, Crispus Attucks is also in the bonus, but Shortridge is 6. Here's Turner. No good. Turner with 4 points on the night. Shortridge is definitely improving in many different ways, but the turnovers obviously have been fairly consistent as Turner sinks that second free throw. Here's Vaughn. Back out to Woods. 5:40 left. As Vaughn drives to the basket, and that'll count. She'll get a chance to make it 3 points on that trip.
And that's a good drive and good recognition there by Vaughn. She got the ball in the left wing, but saw there was a huge gap down towards the lane, decides to take it. And again, with her size, there's not anyone down there except Bree Turner who could really stop her physically from getting to the basket in that time when she drove, took the contact and absorbed it. That's what Attucks has been able to do, and Shortridge hasn't been able to do that, especially in transition or getting to the basket. When they've had the contact, they haven't been able to finish. And when they get to the free throw line, they're missing their free throws. So Attucks has just done a better job at that tonight, getting to the free throw line and making those opportunities when they have them.
So here's Vaughn's three-point attempt. And she got it. So Cheyenne Vaughn now with 9 points total in this game. She has been a bright spot for sure. Back out to Wise. Wise still in the game. Four fouls. And Shortridge trying to get something going, playing in the corners. Probably not where you want to be, but the ball will remain with them nonetheless. And Shortridge having given up a lot of points so far this season. And this is obviously that you want to build on your defense. So far, having only given up 36 is definitely impressive. Here's Bree Turner. Backing down Woods in the post. Excuse me, that is actually Smithson in the post. And Bree Turner headed to the line once again. Her third trip this half. Crispus Attucks remaining in sectional 10. As Turner sinks that one. Shortridge in sectional 27, and CJ, sectional 10 for Crispus Attucks has always been very tough. You know, you draw teams such as Cathedral, what have you. I mean, that's obviously you get a tough draw no matter what, and so you want to be able to put together consistent offensive play and play good on defense just as you have tonight.
Yeah, and you know, if Attucks can play the way they're playing tonight and gets a little bit more offensive consistency, then they'll be okay. And if for Shortridge, I mean, after this game they only have 3 games left against Chittard, Guerin, and Cecina. So it's time's kind of running out for Shortridge to get these things together, unless the Park Tuning Speedway games are rescheduled at some point this year. If they're not, then they only have 3 games left in this year for Shortridge. So again, Shortridge doesn't have much time to try to figure out the offensive woes here for the rest of the season.
And they'll also have their city tournaments and what have you with other IPS schools, and games may be added as well. Here's Wise here, takes a shot. And Vaughn with the rebound and the breakaway. Vaughn no good on that try. Here's Bibbs. And a rebound by Dullen. Mariah Woods calling for it, but Dullen sees Bibbs, and Bibbs no good. And diving effort, hustle play by Shortridge's Tatiana Williams. But she does get it out of bounds, and that'll remain with Crispus Attucks. Crispus Attucks next 3 games include Terre Haute South in the Indianapolis home school. academies in Danville as well, and then they have a few games after that throughout December prior to Christmas time. Here's Bibbs at the free throw line. Her first trip. Not a lot of action for Lena Bibbs, but she cashes in on her first attempt.
And that's her first point of the game. And, you know, for Attucks, they have 6 players who have scored in tonight's game. If you're Shortridge, you've only had 5, and, you know, 3 of those have been your starters. So you have Tatiana Williams, who scored off the bench for Shortridge, and also Morgan Smith, who has 2 points off the bench. So 5 bench points for Shortridge, and, you know, everything else, 18 points total is coming from your starting offense, and that's just not going to get it done.
Nice rebound here by Woods, excuse me. Pass it to the other Woods, and back to Bibbs down low. Couldn't handle it, and that'll be a Shortridge ball.
But to Shortridge's point, they have had a lot of shots that have kind of gone in and out. It's not like all their shots have been bad shots. Some shots just haven't been able to be made.
Keeping the pressure here on Rogers, and Rogers just trying to force it away. Maybe Woods didn't need to hit that one. I think it would have gone out anyhow, and it'll remain with Shortridge. Here's Wise looking for somebody. Goes to Rogers. And Dullen had been on the attack against Rogers. Passing it inside. Here's Grant. And Grant with a nice layup. Saw that open lane and went ahead.
Yep. And again, when Shortridge recognizes when they have the advantage and they can get to the paint, you know, they can make some baskets, but again, they just haven't been able to get the ball inside because of the size mismatch. They've had to rely on their outside shots, and they just haven't knocked them down.
Bibbs out to Vaughn, and Vaughn sinks it. Another 3 from Vaughn.
And she's had an outstanding fourth quarter. She has 8 points in this fourth quarter, 13 points total for Vaughn.
There's Rogers. Rogers off the backboard. Looked like it was going to go in, but notice she gets it back. Wants another chance at it. That one no good either. Now a little bit of a tussle down low between Bree Turner and Sharia Woods. The jump ball will go in favor of Shortridge. 3 minutes to go here. Jonasia Smithson. Here's a replay of that nice 3 by Vaughn.
We see how many people around Bibbs there. You got 3 Shortridge players. And that's just a lack of defensive awareness for Shortridge. Can't have 3 around 1 player.
She was really on an island. Here's a nice pass from Vaughn to Dullen. Dullen sinks it. And she'll go to the line to add 1 more to that effort. What a nice play that was.
And now she is in double figures with 12 points.
And now any foul that is committed will be double bonus for each side. As Dullen will not convert on her and 1, but a nice rebound. She'll get it again. That was Lariah Woods. It looked like Chantrice Grant was confused about how many free throws were supposed to happen on that one, not realizing that it was an and 1 opportunity.
And you saw Weiss, you could see her mouthing at coach. I thought it was 2 shots. So the whole team must have thought it was 2 shots, but you know, those offensive rebounds for Woods, that puts her in double-digit rebounds with 10. And she has 4 points, so 6 away from a double-double for Lariah Woods. We'll see if she can get it in the next 2:52.
And we talked about the height of this Crispus Attucks team and how important that is, especially when you have such good competition in your sectional down the road. That's huge if you can get the ball into the post and if you can make opportunities happen, maybe even make opportunities happen on the outside too, because we know they like to shoot from the arc.
And for Attucks on the year, this is their second best scoring output. They scored 47 in the loss against Riverside, November 9th, but 43 is the second amount of highest points they've put up this year. So again, if you're Coach Banks, you have a lot to be happy on with tonight's matchup for Shortridge.
Another rebound by Woods.
For Shortridge, their highest they've put up is 34 this year against LC, and their second has been 25, which they have tonight, so they can look towards the offensive side and say, we're getting a little better offensively, but it just comes down to the defensive side. And again, but they don't have the height, especially for tonight against Attucks, but we don't have the height to match up against some of these other players. It's going to be tough to do it defensively. You have to figure out a way to stop them, and they haven't been able to do that tonight.
So here's Rogers down into Grant. Grant back out to Rogers. Just need one more pass, but Woods takes it away. Woods on the breakaway. And just needed to kiss it off the glass. Couldn't make that happen, but Smith gets the rebound. Back out to Woods. Woods down to Vaughn. Vaughn no good on that little layup underneath. And Rogers trying to handle it. Had the open lady down in Wise. Now Wise trying to set up a play with 2 minutes here to go. And they'll get her on a carry. So Shortridge often shooting themselves in the foot when they get good opportunities.
You had a fast break with no Attucks defender back there, and you'd wind up with no points. It's got to be frustrating if you're Coach Cowell of Shortridge.
And definitely a miscommunication there. Jessica Denamaji was looking for the pick, I believe, but the ball was actually coming her way. I don't think she wanted to avoid the basketball. Nonetheless, now Wise going deep, and she gets it. So that will exceed their second highest scoring effort for Shortridge. Now down 15, but 28 points, beating their second highest 25. Here's Woods. Fouls on the ground. So the basket will count. We're going to get to see that three from Wise again here. She's been a little water bug out there.
And I think with the defense, she hasn't made a three all game, so they decided to give her a little room, and that time she made him pay.
And Woods converting on her and one. Now Shortridge with 1:29 to go. Want to continue to build on their scoring efforts. Crispus Attucks almost exceeding their season high in points, single game high in points, I should say. Two more and they'll be there.
Yep, Attucks just needs 2 for their season high, and Shortridge they need to get to 34. 35 to get to have it be their new season record of points.
And you love to see too with the IPS schools, there's so much history involved and so much basketball, such great basketball played, in the past. It's awesome to see you see the attitude of the traditions carried over in these schools. As Dellin stumbles out, and that looked like a kind of a bump there by Wise, but avoiding her 5th foul, Shortridge will get the ball here. Oh, and a stumble out there, trying to get the pass off by Wilson, who went down earlier, and Wise a little bit out of control, trying to get that basket.
And Wilson was the one who was hurt earlier, and then she a little slow to get up on that defensive end too, so maybe
she midway hesitated on that pass and kind of fell into the court.
So we'll see if
entering the game now is Erin Turner. This is her second time entering the game. Pass out to Rogers. Blue Devils trying to get to their single season high on points. Looks like a foul on this, since we're in double bonus, will be a trip to the free throw line for Chantrice Grant, who has 7 points on the night. She makes her first.
Well, after this, Joey, both teams play, both teams don't play until Crispus actually playing the 28th, but, for Shortridge, they're done until at least after Thanksgiving. So, and I know I'm looking forward to Thanksgiving with Mom, and Shorty told me what food she's picking up today. So
all right, there you go. You got the teaser.
She's going to choose ham.
She's going ham this year.
Yep, there's a turkey shortage.
No turkey.
There's a turkey shortage.
Oh, well, I could do without the tryptophan anyway. I don't need to get all tired after dinner.
I plan on being stuffed. I'm going to bring 2 pairs of sweatpants just in case.
You're going to be nice and cozy.
Watch some football.
Yeah, my Dallas Cowboys, they desperately need a win.
Yeah.
This Thursday. So Shortridge now, another trip to the free throw line. 32 seconds to go. They're inching closer and closer to tying their single game points record for this season. Last year losing in their sectional to Guerin Catholic. Another tough sectional is that one, with lots of indie private schools that mostly draw a lot of good talent.
Well, I'm a Cathedral guy, so we do play these schools a lot in section for at least women's basketball, but I'm a little biased. I kind of have to root for the Irish. But
the pride runs deep.
Yeah.
Closing seconds here for Shortridge. Jayla Rogers, and she gets her first 3 of the night. Shortridge, 33 points. And Crispus Attucks will come out with the win. CJ Benberry, was definitely an interesting game. And both teams just a couple points shy of their single game points records on the year so far. But overall, your impressions?
Yeah, that was the best scoring quarter for both teams. 15 in that fourth for Shortridge, 16 for Attucks. But, again, defensively, I thought both teams played decently well. It was just who's going to perform better on the offensive end. And, if you're Attucks, you had 3 players in double figures, in Vaughn, Dolan, and Woods. And then you got a lot of rebounds from Lariah Woods and Alina Bibbs. And also Lanaya Smith did a good job. She had at least 8 boards on the defensive end too. So that was the difference there, the offensive making for Attucks, and then just the inability to get something going on the offensive end for Shortridge until late, where they scored 15 in that fourth.
Yeah, they needed definitely more outside buckets that we just saw from Rogers. So we thank you for being here with us tonight. This was a wonderful, wonderful game, and the IPS schools that we always see, we just see such good attitudes out of every squad that we see from any IPS school.
Yeah.
And it's always a pleasure to be able to call these types of games, because you see the rich tradition and the history behind all these schools.
Yep.
And so CJ, it's, these couple extra games ahead. You mentioned Crispus Attucks not playing until November 28th. And then Shortridge even further, December 1st against Guerin. Shortridge playing host to Terre Haute South next. And we thank you for being here tonight. This has been a presentation of girls basketball on IndianaSRN, along with CJ Benberry. My name is Joey Lindstrom. We thank you for watching. Have a happy Thanksgiving, and take care.